Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the WayMaker Men's Summit, part of the BT Experience, here in the iHeartRadio Blueprint Connect podcast room, proudly sponsored by Suave Men. And nobody's in shape better than this gentleman right here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Vic Mensa. What's up, champ?
What's up, my brother?
How you
man?
doing?
I'm blessed, man. How
He
you?
just showed me a picture of baby boy. If you're not a daddy, you cannot possibly know the feeling I know you having right now. How is fatherhood, brother?
Man, that's a cataclysmic shift.
Right.
So impactful. It's like I feel immortal, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I used to be concerned with time. Like America has this obsession with time.
Yeah.
We schedule our days, 30-minute meetings. After 30-minute meetings, I might have 20 of them in a day.
Yeah.
And we in our culture feel like we age out of value. Maybe, and especially our culture doesn't value our elders.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's why seeing Hove still be nice at 50 is like, oh my God, you know, because we discard.
Yeah.
We discard. And so just growing, you know what I mean? The blessing of growing older, it scared me though for a long time. And like now that I have a son, I feel like I'm reborn.
The value in it.
Even the way I see my life is different. You know, I still have ambitions and things I strive for in my life, but now it feels more kind of like a stepping stone to his life in a way.
Yeah.
Like maybe there are things that I won't get to in this lifetime that I can prepare him to accomplish, so then I would also be doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
man. But I think that is a testament to what we need to be cultured. Like I saw you rapping on a Do or Die beat the other day. You know what I'm saying? You and G Herbo, right?
It was this thing I'm doing called Features for Fans.
Okay.
Where like I'm doing live streams where I'm having people that support me send in their music and I listen to a bunch of it and I choose my favorite one and I get him a free verse.
Okay.
So the kid, he did sound like G Herbo though. And I was like, that's hard. That sound like
no,
her.
it was hard. Yeah,
You know, so I just rolled with that one. But Do or Die, you know, them some of my OGs, man. I got so much love for Do or Die, Crucial Conflict,
Yeah.
Cold
Twister.
Hard, Twister. You know, those guys that like paved the way for Chicago. And I know a lot of them often feel like, man, you know, like the generations don't, you know what I mean, reach back the way that we should. And man, I think it's just deeply programmed in us that we just discard and don't.
I think
value
this
our
Waymaker
elders.
thing was built on that though.
Word?
Yeah, to reach back. What Louis Carr's doing, how he put us all together. Even me and you, we met at the Black Men's Summit and was like, we're going to keep in touch.
Word.
I done put you in 2 BET decks. I done put you, just hit you randomly.
Word. No,
Tell you doing your thing.
I appreciated that for real.
But that's
too.
what it's about, though.
Yeah.
You see talent. You want to reward that talent. And not in the way of just, I'm going to get him a job or I'm going to do this.
Right.
You literally have a unique way of speaking truth to power. And it's not like uninformed. You know, this digital era, somebody can just say whatever. And it'd be like, oh, did you hear what he... But you really do the research. You have a higher learning in your presentation. And how important is that, though, to speak truth to power in a world that disregards the truth?
Well, that's everything. I feel like I see my purpose as being to bring truth to the people. That came to me at some point. And just try to live in that purpose.
Yeah.
I feel like when I take my mind off of results and metrics and other people's perceptions, and I just like try to live into my purpose. I was having this thought yesterday that the moment when the thought process goes from how do I feel, how do I express that, to what will they think, is when the magic leaves the room.
I know, right?
Like as much as I could just live in my purpose, and if I've identified that my purpose is to bring truth to people, then, or truth to the people, then when I have a truth, you know what I mean? If I just focus on bringing that to the people, and it might just be my personal truth, and I can maybe for a moment sidestep that monster of what will they think about me, then I could get to something beautiful, you know?
And when you sit in your car, you be going, you know what I'm saying, on your social platforms, that truth is helping people. You have to know that. Do you know that?
I do. That's why I started sharing those things. You know what I mean? Like I've always been who I am with the people in my life. And just more recently, I started to realize that just being and expressing that for the world at large to see could be valuable in so many ways. You know what I mean? Like, I always been the guy that when my guys are locked up, I'm sending them books on books on books, you know, and we're discussing them, and we're like metaphysically transforming, you know. And that's me in interpersonal relationship. And so I guess on social media and to the public, I'm just finding the ways to express the authentic me.
Yes, yes. And I think a lot of what you talk about, you've experienced. And trauma is real, whether you think it's deserved or not. It's also a thing of knowing that mental health is a thing that you must protect really over everything, because if your mental is not right, you can't really function properly in society. How important has that journey been for you, and what would you tell somebody going through that journey right now?
I mean, I'm going through the journey right now. You know, always like,
Yeah.
I've had to realize that my journey with mental health is a staple part of my life's work, you know, and having been depressed since I was a small child and like suicidal since I was a kid, and in therapy when I was a teenager, and on every antidepressant under the sun from that time, when I was maybe like 28 or something at this guy's studio, it dawned on me that, man, I got to be incredibly proud of myself for surviving to this point.
That's right.
And that is just a part of my story. And to maybe not view my mental health situations as, you know, this burden, maybe see it as like an occasion to rise to every time, you know what I mean? Like,
And that be the battery pack.
a challenge to rise to, because you don't grow strong without resistance, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I got the abs.
Yeah, man.
Resistance bands.
I'll crunch any of you. I really, though, but I'm going to tell you.
But all that shit is connected, though. I ain't gonna lie. It's all connected. Like, I was running the other day. I was pushing this. I've been doing this run, pushing a stroller.
Yeah.
Like, doing like a 5K with the baby. And it was killing me, bro. And somewhere along the process, it hit me that every time I pushed past the desire to quit, because I just wanted to chill. Like, I just wanted to take a walk.
Right,
But I
stop.
told myself, just make it to the end of the block. Then when I made it to the end of the block,
Keep
I
going.
said, just make it to the end of the next block. Then the next block. Like, just don't quit. And all those little things are like small victories. Like, so many small personal victories predate a big public victory. So even, you know, as like I'm doing different things in the public sphere, so many little private victories like have,
and you
to,
have to
take
appreciate
place.
those.
You know what I mean?
Because a lot of people don't appreciate those, though, Vic. A lot of people will have those small wins, and they're not the big win. And it's not the win homie had, and da-da-da. And they really discourage themselves before they even get going.
Right.
You know, and I think you are making a way. You are a waymaker, pun intended. Who has been some of that guiding light or that force for you in your journey?
One of the guiding lights in my life, one of the brightest ones, is my sister Aja Monet. She's a poet from New York, and I would recommend everybody go listen to her last album, When the Poems Do What They Do. That got nominated for the Grammy, and she has a new book out right now, Florida Water.
Florida Water?
Florida Water.
Nice.
So Aja Monet, she's just like, just a guiding light in my life, and one of the most talented poets on the planet that has always like pushed me, been the person when I'm like making a mistake and everybody around me is like hyping me up to be like, what are you doing? This is so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's a truth teller.
Yeah, go against the grain. You know what I mean? Tell me what I don't want to hear.
That's what she
Those
should.
are the difficult people that like you need to listen to.
Yeah.
Are the ones with perspective that tell you the shit you ain't trying to hear.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now that you need to hear. Your words are powerful. The
Thank
way
you,
you
man.
put them together, not just as an artist, but the way you speak to our people is powerful. And I wish for you not only your wildest dreams, but more connections because of your words. And you truly are a waymaker, my brother.
My brother, I appreciate you,
All right.
man.
Keep going,
Yes,
Vic.
sir.
Yes,
In
sir.
that order, bro.
Love.